Good afternoon, everybody. Dr. Patmos here. Hey, I don't know if you've seen this, but past couple of days, there have been more articles coming out stating that the FDA is actively blocking publication and release of data from government scientists that supports the efficacy of COVID vaccination and shingles vaccination. You heard right. There are government scientists who are doing studies funded by the government that are high quality studies that are about to be published, and the FDA is blocking their publication and the release of the data. Who's in charge of the FDA is Marty Makary. And as you know, Dr. Bhattacharya is the interim head of CDC. They both report up to Robert Kennedy. These agencies now are actively suppressing publication and release of quality data that supports the efficacy of vaccination. Now, that is on its face, it's absolutely outrageous. We're not talking about shoddy data, questionable data from, fringe, in uncredible sources. We're talking about high quality data, some of which I have seen on vaccines that show clearly that these vaccines are much safer than to take them than not take them. The benefits far outweigh the risks, and the federal government, under the direction of Kennedy, Bhattacharya, and Makary, is suppressing release of that information. Now, that's immoral, it's unethical, it's disgusting, but it may be illegal because under the law, if the decision to withhold the data is based upon some arbitrary and capricious actions that are not justified, and this puts the public at harm, they're directly contributing to harming the public. And if you harm American citizens, you may have committed a crime. I'm no lawyer, but I think this is serious enough that someone who is a lawyer needs to look into this. This may be a cause for litigation here. These studies cannot be suppressed this way. It's funny because these are the same people who claim that they were being censored when they were trying to spread bad studies, junk studies, retracted studies with crappy data in crappy journals, and they cried bloody murder that they were being censored when all they were doing was being criticized. No one blocked publication of their crappy studies in their throwaway pay to publish journals, but those studies are criticized and ridiculed as garbage, which is what they are. Here you have high quality data that should be published in high quality journals. This is peer reviewed data. It's been looked at by experts, and it's clear these vaccines show benefit and benefit far outweighing risk. And Kennedy and Makary and Bhattacharya don't want you to know that. So they're actively suppressing information that in an arbitrary and capricious manner, in a malicious manner, if you ask me. And they're doing so in a way that will lead to public harm. I think that meets the criteria for criminality, and I would hope that some lawyer out there somewhere takes a look at this. Just outrageous. These people are just, how did they get in office? Well, we know they got in office. They need to be removed. We've got to get rid of Trump and all of these people that he appointed who have no business being there. They're harming the public.